Welcome back to the channel, folks. Wildlife Ranger here on YouTube, where the plants of the British Isles leap and dance before your eyes. I hope today you can join me on another trek to find yet another plant in the 50 Flowers in 50 Days series. The plant we seek to identify and find today is said to be in your garden, or if not in it, within a few hundred metres of it. The plant that we are looking for today is known as Wood Avens or Geum urbanum, which is a plant in the family known as the rose family or Rosaceae. The flowers bear resemblance to those of strawberry, but are obviously yellow instead of white. Aside from identifying and finding the plant, we take a look at two interesting features of Wood Avens, namely the adaptation of the flower structure into burr-like projections which are distributed by none other than our hairy friends. We also give insight into the common vernacular name of clove root and what aromatic smells lie beneath the surface. We turn our attention now to the habitat of this perennial plant, which is a member of the rose family. The plant grows in shady places such as woodland edges and near hedgerows, on roadside and in urban gardens, and is classed as a ubiquitous weed, likely in your garden or in urban proximity. And to illustrate that, we give three clips of the plant which we locate in each of those habitats. Welcome to my channel, folks. Wildlife Ranger here on YouTube, where today we'll be looking at a plant known as Wood Avens or Geum urbanum, and we're just going to do a brief habitat overview as to where we will find the plant. And surprise, surprise, as per the Latin name Geum urbanum, we do not have to travel very far to find it, and we're here in my back garden where the plant has become something of an invasive weed. We'll also be visiting roadside, highway and wayside, where the plant becomes established along the side of roads, and also when we have been filming woodland and hedgerow boundaries. Here we find an abundance of the plant on roadside and pavement verges. During filming, we had no difficulty finding the plant in woodlands, woodland boundaries and in hedgerows. Wood Avens is known by a number of common or vernacular names, principally Herb Bennet, derived from the medieval Latin Herba Benedictine, meaning blessed plant. Perhaps the most revealing is the name clove root, which when the roots are suitably prepared contain the fragrant scent of clove oil, which is used by dentists to treat tooth pain, principally because it contains the same active principle, eugenol. The Latin couplet likely reflects the odour or smell of cloves from the root and the common proximity of the plant in urban environments. As always, before we embark on our trip to the field, we look at the features and characteristics of the plant which will enable us to identify and find it in the field, beginning with the flowers. The flowers of Wood Avens resemble that of strawberry, other than the fact that they are yellow and not white. The flowers comprise of 5 yellow petals spread widely to reveal 5 green sepals. The 5 long green sepals extend on occasions beyond the petals, and the flowers are approximately 10 to 15 millimeters across, so it is therefore a small flower. The flowering period of the plant is from late May through to August, and there are other species which may be confused. The following slide gives a brief insight to those species. The following slide, which may be stopped at any point, contains detailed features and characteristics of the plant for those who may wish to study it further. Turning our attention now to the leaves of the plant, the stem leaves are three-lobed, whereas the basal leaves have 3 to 6 pairs of small leaflets and a large terminal one. Along the stem are leaf-like stipules. The stem of the plant is tough and fibrous and moderately square towards its base. We take this opportunity to look at two interesting aspects of Wood Avens. In the first instance, we will look at how the flower structure is in fact optimised. If we take generally the sepals, the primary function of sepals is to protect the flower bud, and in some plants they are retained to protect the seeds. In the case of Wood Avens, we look at the role of the style, whose primary function is to lift the stigma up so that it can be pollinated. Thereafter, it is pretty much redundant. But that is not the case in Wood Avens, where there is a secondary role for the style to develop into burr-like hooks. In the case of this style, a crescent Z-shaped kink develops halfway up the style, whereafter the upper part drops off, leaving a crochet-like hook or barb, which adheres to the fur of dogs and other animals, assisting the plant in dispersing seed. Here on the fruit of the plant we can see the hook-like projections and the globular seeds beneath them, which can become detached and then attached on the fur of animals, distributing the seed on behalf of the plant. We turn our attention now to the other interesting feature of the plant, its root, which contains the same active chemical principle as cloves. That is to say, a principle known as eugenol, which is an essential volatile oil, which is traditionally used by dentists to treat tooth pain. Wood Avens is also thought to contribute the flavour to the traditional German Bavarian beer known as Augsburg Ale. Well folks, that's it from me. Thank you very much again for watching. I hope you will be able to join me on the next track in the 50 Flowers in 50 Days series. If you have enjoyed this video and found it either interesting or educational, please like, share and subscribe and help this channel become a success. In the meantime, until the next track, stay safe and enjoy the weather, whatever it may be.